house. Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Big Zeus. Pull up to the gate, 1600 on the map. Supposed to be the people's house, I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers, I'm balling through the bar. Power through the people, yeah, I gotta make that call. Trapping for the team, red and white and good as me. Voices on the block, I'm breaking through, I got the keys. I'm in the lobby, yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Signing for the fan, yeah, you know my game's strong.
Ari, good morning, the beautiful Ari.
Secret Service watching snipers sleeping on the roof. Truth is hitting hard, I bury you inside the booth.
Founding father's vision, yeah, I'm flexing with this cash.
Beats on a big tech, turn these dreams to bad. I'm the voice of the hood, trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hand, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promise they selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms, Lincoln, MLK, now it's photo ops, power plays. All day I'm trapping for the vote. Yeah, Big Zeus. It's the people's house. Zeus.
W Sneaky Fingers.
Powers in the air.
What's going on, bro? Nice to see you. Good morning, Rick. Good morning. Hope you all are.
We wanna hear your soul. Yeah. Yeah.
Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. That's me, cause I bring the smoke. I do.
Take it back and write the code.
1600. Let's go. With my portrait on the wall, they
staring at me like I'm cold.
Greatest story ever told. I will never ever fold.
Trapping out
You
the
should
west
neither.
wing, doing deals all in the dark. Make your dreams come true. All I need is a spark. Red phone ringing, but you don't know who's on my line. Got the Constitution jumping, yeah, you know I'm so divine. No stains on my kicks, and the rally outside, and the gates is locked.
Let's go.
This power never flies, sitting for the block. Head buses
Wow.
make 'em wanna fight.
Marissa,
16,
good morning. Nice to
do it
see you.
all
All
day.
right.
All night, the people's house is a trap. Got the power, get it back. Money talks loud, time to clap.
Alright.
Fight for the keys.
W,
that's a
Marissa.
fact.
Let's
It's
do
a
it.
rap, I'ma bring it back.
It's the people's house.
Powers in the air. It's the people's
Let's
house.
go.
We knocking on your soul. It's the people's
Shout out to
house.
Pittsburgh.
We wanna hear your soul.
We want to hear your soul. That's what shows like this are about. We want to hear your soul. Because truly the soul of this nation is on the line, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get this show started. We don't got all day. Some of us have other things to do. You know, I'm going to start changing my gym schedule around. Because, you know, there's only so much time in the day, right, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so bear with me. More information will be coming about that in the near future. Let's go! Shout out to BIP. Welcome.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. Deja vu when I'm first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Hey!
The tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last.
W, Cassandra, nice to see you.
We made it. This is how it's supposed to happen
when you're rich and famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. It really did.
I guess we going viral cause my zodiac.
Let's go. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet, right, Cindy?
Benjamin Franklin is my last name. And if they use my ex, that mean they like me. They don't
If they blind, they text me.
I failed,
Don't text me.
cause I mean
I don't want to hear it.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Call me the master
with a new whip. I'ma take off in
Here goes.
shit.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
You are liars.
Shit was radical.
Keep it clean.
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone.
Mom's
Zeus
listening.
has gone way off the rails.
Oh!
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
People never have anything nice
It's
to
like
say.
deja vu.
People have never.
It's like deja vu.
Wow, these people never have anything nice to say about me. Oh my God, it just really grinds my gears. But you know what? The show must go on. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot, and you know exactly why we are gathered, all right? I'm very consistent. I'm very persistent. I show up to work every single day, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure that we don't let MAGA believe, not for one split second, that we're going to surrender this great country of ours to the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of supporters, who we all know are basically hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours, all right? And we'll get into that in very short order. Before I do, let me take care of some obviously very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, and this might be your first time tuning in and listening to somebody like me, someone said, Zeus, you're like the Rizzler. I said, wow, I'm the Rizzler? I said, I could do that, And they say you bring all this Rizzler energy to the show, and the way you just do it, and you just educate these people, and they don't even realize you're educating them. I gotta give it to you. This is what they say. I gotta give it to you. I don't know how you do it. You're so patient. And I said, because when the numbers are on your side, right? The scoreboard is the scoreboard. You could never change the result of the game that you're playing. And so we already know that the Trump supporters are clearly losing. If you ask them very clear questions, show us your bank account, show us your utility bill, they won't do it. W. Zeus. So that's where I get the energy from, and I love making Trump supporters tap out. I go into these red spaces, and I get them so exhausted. Oh, can we please stop talking about, the floods in Texas, because Trump didn't handle that right? Can we please stop talking about the economy and those BS numbers that the Trump administration put out and used to gaslight passing the big, beautiful bill? Can we please stop talking about Jeffrey E. W. Zeus? No, I'm not going to stop talking about it. I talk about it. I could talk about it for 24 hours straight if you let me, all right? But like I said, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is, well, it's because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. Hands down, all right? The second H, it's, well, because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, many of you know that about me. I have no problem acknowledging and admitting that I was wrong. But here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt, and they know exactly who they are. I ran into some of them yesterday. Just because your feelings are hurt, I don't owe you an apology. 9 times out of 10, it means you need to sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast. And I'm going to talk about that in a very little bit, right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you've guessed it, I am. And I got to say this specifically for Nutty, Bounce, and yesterday Dolphin did it. It is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. I love them, but they got to stop running around here and trying to say other people are more handsome than Big Zeus. And let me just go ahead and say that. Anyone want to know one of the easiest ways to get under my skin? And I shouldn't even admit this, but it's true. If you come into my show, and it doesn't matter if you're mutual or not, and you start saying crazy stuff like you're more handsome than me, that'll get you a first class trip straight to hell. I know I got the Lake of Fire for MAGA. And that's a special place for MAGA, but I have no problem just sending anyone straight to hell, because I cannot have any kind of treason going on in the kingdom, because, it's just a little crack. Once you give them a little bit, they say you give them an inch, they take a mile. No, you won't be taking a mile over here. Absolutely not. You got to take a mile somewhere else, but not over here. And that's probably one of the things that I don't mind having to explain to, my mother and my father. Why did you do this to these? Because they want me to be a good person out here. And I said, listen, there's only so much I can do. But then outside of that, I'm just weak. Because, the spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. And so let's get started with what we came to do. So what I wanted to make sure I say is this. Do we have anybody out there still supporting this guy in my background? And the reason I put Donald Trump in the background, people say, why do you use Donald Trump? It's because by the time I get done discussing all the stuff I'm talking about with Donald Trump, I think I've done an outstanding job just totally destroying him and obliterating him. Every show, it's an obliteration of Donald Trump and MAGA. And so this is what I look at in order to get the motivation, all right? And so are there any Trump supporters out there? Especially, there's Ellie. There's Ellie. Ellie hangs out with Dane. And they're black. And God's judgment is truly upon them. And so I thank you, Ellie, for being very, very vocal this morning and just openly acknowledging your seditionist, treasonous, traitorous ways. And you know what, Ellie, and you and Dame, I gotta say it. I love you both because, we come from the same kind of cloth, but you're clearly out of touch. Now, earlier, ladies and gentlemen, I did say you need to sit your special behinds down and do what? Listen to this special broadcast. And the reason that I said that, Ellie, you could go use your AI tool. And by the way, let me make sure I make something crystal clear to a lot of you Trump supporters out there. There's levels to this AI technology. And what I saw yesterday is a lot of y'all have the basic version of AI. All right. And so when you enter information in the basic version of AI, it's not trained. First of all, you got to train it. You got to make sure you tell it to go start searching sources so that it gets comfortable looking at real data. You got to upgrade it and get a more professional version of the AI so that when you ask it real questions, it doesn't give you answers that actually make you seem less informed than you really are. And you also have to understand your AI, it's tied to your educational level, right? And you can go look this up. I promise you, you can go look this up. And that's why a lot of y'all are out here still in the distorted information bubble. And so I'll say this. You can go look at the data. 64%, they say, of Trump voters lack a college degree. Did you hear me? Let me say that again. 64%. And this is being generous because I actually think it's worse than that. 64% of you barely could read, could do math and stuff. So if you could, MAGA, please stop going around this app and saying you do research, because I promise you, and I'm probably going to get into trouble, but I have to say it. And no, it's not because I think I'm smarter than you. I don't know. You have to understand that real research in the real world, it really does require you to go beyond a website. Did you know that? You actually have to know how to go out and gather data or get access to credible data and then be able to cross-reference that data, honestly, with other sources of data and then somehow come up with a argument that justifies and explains the position you're trying to make. And then you got to be able to substantiate all of that with all the research you have done. And I would be a bad person, ladies and gentlemen, if I were to tell you Trump supporters that with a educational level of, you barely graduated high school, I'm going to be honest with you, it's like giving somebody that's not qualified to drive access to a car. You don't have enough understanding. You don't have enough education. You don't have enough formal training, all right, to run around on this app and say you've done research. At best, you've just looked into it, all right? And so with that being said, I'll say this. If you are a Trump supporter and you don't want me to say anything else like that, that'll ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between, you honestly might want to leave this live right now. You might want to, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable in here. I promise you it will. All right, I'm going to tell you so many things, so much truth. It's going to make your head spin and then boop, it's going to pop off. All right, and then you're not going to be so hungry. You probably are driving through a McDonald's right now. I haven't said this in a while, and I'll say it. Oh, you're going through McDonald's right now. You got Big Zeus on your speakers, and so you got to roll the windows up because on one side, you're triggered by everything that I say and you don't like me. But then on the other side, you're like, I got to listen to this guy because you know what? He's lighting it up like the 4th of July. And I'm going to eat this Egg McMuffin. What do they do sell? Apple pie. You're probably ordering yourself some coffee or something. And then you're going to hear me say something about your dear leader. And then, you know, you're going to get bubble guts. Oh, I'm not so hungry anymore. Yeah, I'm going to ruin your breakfast. That's my intent. All right. And so if you don't want to go through that, leave right now because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the door to the Thunderdomes have officially closed. I take no responsibility for what happens. Sparks are going to be flying. W Zeus. I'm not even going to go through all of this. But yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, did you all see that disastrous press conference that Donald J. Trump gave the world that shows he seriously has some serious mental issues? And I say this, and I have to say it, MAGA. I want you to understand everything he said about President Joe Biden. You're going to have to deal with it times 10. This level of incompetence that Donald Trump put on display yesterday, it's definitely it's a 5-alarm fire. All kinds of alarm bells should be going off right now because we know one thing. Everything Donald Trump is doing right now. Oh my God. Look at that Big Zeus getting reported once again. Why are y'all a bunch of babies this morning? Oh my gosh. Y'all just love reporting me every day. It's the same thing. Hold on. Okay, hold on. They do it. I don't know what they're doing. All right. You could try to appeal it, but at the end of the day, I got to continue to do what I got to do. Yeah, they're snowflakes. W Zeus. MAGA's a bunch of snowflakes. Maybe it was Wayne that's actually getting triggered. Wayne, I haven't even gotten into my content. I just invited you up here, Wayne. You want to say something? This is what Wayne says. Trump is a true leader, flushing the deceiving Democratic crooks. Let's unpack that, Wayne. He is a true, you got it backwards, actually. He's a true deceiver. That's what you meant to say, Wayne. He's a true deceiver, because here's the thing, Wayne. I'll apologize, Wayne, if you could just come right up here and show us your bank account and your utility bill. Wayne? Okay. Someone wrote Trump is brilliant. Okay, let's go with Renee. Renee, how about you, Renee? Come on up here. If your name is really Renee, because it's the Russian bears. They come up here with their backup accounts, and I'm pretty sure Renee is nothing but a Russian bear on a backup account, trying to pretend like they got something important to say. Renee, I just invited you up here. Wayne and Renee, I just invited you both up here. All right, and I wanted you to just do very simple. Show us your bank account, show us your utility bill, maybe even show us the egg prices in your local city or wherever you live. You probably live in a town, or no, you probably live in the woods. They're going to say stuff like this. I don't go and buy eggs anymore. I grow them. How many of you have heard Trump supporters say that? How many of you have heard Trump supporters say, I don't buy eggs anymore. I grow them. All of a sudden, yeah, you're right. I need to get my backup account up here. That's a good point. Hold on. Let me get the backup up here, because I see right now the devil is truly busy this morning. Thank you for that. All right. Hold on one second. Hold on. There you go. Thank you. Shout out to the chat. All right. Thank you so much. So, I want to start off the show today, and I'm just going to make sure everybody understands why Donald Trump is, to me, the most incompetent person that's ever ran the country. I really do think, when you hear stuff like this, you can't help but wonder, like, how's this guy going to sit down with Vladimir Putin and negotiate anything, all right? Just listen to how he sounds when he's talking. This is him at the Kennedy Center, all right?
We want to straighten the place out.
Talking about D.C.
Ridiculous.
Talking about D.C., and the National Guard out there. I don't really want to talk too much about the National Guard and all of these things that Donald Trump is doing, because as far as I'm concerned, it's really nothing but a distraction from the Epstein files, all right? But I'll indulge.
It's unacceptable. It's the Democrats want it because the Democrats have, about 95% in this little area. Even I didn't get it very much. They want that. They want to pick up 2 senators, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And that's the least of the reasons why, by the way, but that's one of the reasons why. What we want to do is make Washington, D.C. the greatest, most beautiful, safest capital anywhere in the world. And that's going to happen.
Okay, how?
I mentioned the word bones before. The bones here, the bones. We have the greatest bones. When you look at that Supreme Court building, I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings. When you look at some of the buildings here, it's so magnificent, and everything's good, but it's just dirty and not properly maintained. It's not taken care of. Potholes in the roads. All of it's going to happen very quickly. We're going to seek a relatively small amount of money for fix-up. And we're going to put it out to bid. And we have great contractors here, great road builders. And we're not ripping roads apart so they're closed for 4 years as they redo the concrete bases. And you don't need that. We need a beautiful topping by a very talented asphalt-type person.
Did you hear what he just said? You need a beautiful topping by an asphalt-type person. Can I get a certified demon to get up here and explain what the heck he is talking about? Because I listened to this and I said, this is who Putin is going to have to deal with. He invites Putin onto U.S. soil to go say stuff like this.
They're great road builders, everything, and we're not ripping roads apart so they're closed for 4 years as they redo the concrete bases. And you don't need that. We need a beautiful topping by a very talented asphalt-type person, somebody that does the job. We go out, when I get contractors, I use great contractors. To me, contractors are a great contractor is a very special, like a great surgeon, like a great teacher, like a great nurse.
So we've gone from contractors to surgeons to teachers to nurses. Ellie, are you still here? Ellie, are you still here? Because I just want to hit stop right here and ask you, what the heck is he talking about? Ellie, if you don't mind, could you explain what this guy, you and Dame love this guy. Y'all love him to death. What the heck is he talking about? Anybody out there? Because one thing we know is if President Biden was to have said stuff like this, you Trump supporters, y'all would have a meltdown. Nuclear reactor meltdown. Y'all would have lost. Oh, he's clearly deranged. He's incompetent. But none of you could come up here and actually translate what this demon is saying. This is, to me, this is evidence of a demon. This is somebody who has the Epstein curse, all right, the cursed hand, the swollen ankles, barely can hear, just ranting and raving, talking about God knows what, while his supporters continue to go down in degradation.
A great contractor is very important. We'll only use the best. And when you put a coat of asphalt on that, 2 inches of asphalt, 3 inches of asphalt, it looks brand new. You take all the garbage off. They reseed it, as we call it, or different names, but they take the bad stuff off and they put the good stuff down. It takes not a long period of time. A matter of a few days, you'll have a beautiful, magnificent road. You fix up the curbs. You get rid of the medians in this town are just horrible. You know, you're riding around, I think to myself, leaders come from foreign countries. You see, with leaders all the time. Different leaders. They came in from India recently and from everywhere. They came in from a war that we just ended, Azerbaijan, and you know that, and Armenia. We just ended the war. The 2 leaders came in. One of them said, "My country looks better. The roads are better than." You know, we were talking about it. I said, "What do you think?" He said, "Well, the roads are better in Armenia than they are in Washington, D.C. It's embarrassing." And I was asked at the last press conference, they said to me, "How important is it? You're doing world peace. We're going on Friday to Alaska, meeting with President Putin, Russia. How important it is that the capital is important?" I said, "Very, very important." I told my father, said to me, "When you see a restaurant,
Okay, here it goes,
and you want to go and you want to have dinner, and then you go up to the front door and it's dirty, turn around and go back because the kitchen's dirty." It's the same thing with the capital of the United States of America. If it's dirty and unsafe, it sets a bad tone for the rest of the world. So we're not going to do that. We're going to have this capital fixed up, safe, clean, and beautiful.
Is that true, MAGA? Is that true when your kitchens are dirty? You go the other way? Because this is another exercise that I'd like to do. Is it true? Is it true, Teddy? Hey, Teddy, anybody out there supporting Donald Trump? Do you agree with what Donald Trump said? If you look at the restaurant and it's dirty, then you shouldn't go inside. It means it's true. Stanley, you're a Trump supporter? Okay, well, here's the thing. Why don't you just come on up here real quick and let's see your kitchens? Because what he's suggesting is MAGA has clean kitchens. Any Trump supporter want to come up here and show us what's going on inside of their house? So this is another opportunity for you to at least prove what your dear leader is saying is true. Because if the kitchen is clean, I'll be impressed. Any Trump supporter brave enough to come up here and show us their kitchen? Yeah, because he's suggesting. Yeah. He's suggesting that, this is how MAGA gets down. These are some of the cleanest people. And we know this is not true when it comes to MAGA. We know MAGA, there's a bunch of dirty people. Just go look at Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. Every time he comes up in this live, he turns on his camera on. You can just see the background. And I say, you know what? Even grizzly bears live better than Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. And they don't even clean up after themselves. They just do what they do. They live better than a lot of you Trump supporters. And it's actually quite sad. You know what? W Zeus. MAGA Queen, yeah, MAGA Queen. It's filth. It's filth where they're at. But these are the same people that are talking about all of a sudden they want to be living and dwelling in clean cities. How you want to be in a clean city, but you're a dirty person? How do you want to try to basically say you're tough on crime, but you put the biggest criminal in the world in the White House? Donald Trump, biggest criminal in the world. Biggest biggest criminal in the world. You can go run that through your AI. Do it, right? Run it through your AI and ask it, okay, who's the biggest criminal in Washington, D.C.? It's going to come back. Well, if you look at all the women who've accused him of SA, you look at the convictions, you look at all the indictments, the answer is obvious. It's Donald J. Trump, MAGA. And so this is why I really don't got time for the DC stuff, because to me, it's just Donald Trump doing the obvious thing he wants to do, which is to distract everyday Americans from the fact that he made Congress recess early so that he could get more time to try to hide the Epstein files. Yeah. I want to know why you Trump support. You know what? And I'll say this. I go into a live yesterday, and I would say, as a guy in America, all right, and believe you me, I've been a terrible guy, and I thought that, being an alpha male, because they love to brag about being an alpha male. But I've learned over the years that, that's not really the right path to go down. You really just got to practice being and try to be a good person and be very understanding and very compassionate of all people, and understand that women do have their struggles and that we men play a role in that because of our misogyny. I've had to, learn this and actually say, I get it. It's something I'm still honestly working on. And I know that I've done a lot of things, hurt a lot of people in the past, being an a-hole, right? And so I don't want to do that anymore, right? And so part of what I do is I honestly try to listen and really get to understand where people are coming from. But I'm struggling right now because when I go into MAGA lives and I hear women defending Donald Trump, I go, what? What? This guy, you already know the 26 women that have accused him. E. Jean Carroll. That should have given you pause to say, you know what? Even if they might be doing something funny, that's a lot of women to be all saying the same thing. You've heard the statements that he has said about his own daughter. Listen, I got it. I keep it on standby because they love to act like they'd never heard it, but I'll play it.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Oh, it's so weird.
If Ivanka wasn't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Right.
Either real estate or golf.
Right.
Donald, with your daughter?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
And it's not funny when he says that kind of stuff, right? But what really blows my mind is that there are MAGA women out there that know that is wrong. They know it's wrong. But they'll still defend him. They'll still defend this guy. I don't get it. And even if they're wrong, I still won't do the things that I probably would have done, if I were quote unquote an alpha male and say, yeah, he was just joking. That's how we guys talk. No, that's the wrong answer. It's wrong, flat out. And you should not be afraid to say it. But I'm struggling to understand, why do conservative women act like that's acceptable when they know good and well that that's not acceptable? You wouldn't accept it from me. You wouldn't accept it. Andrew, remember you brought up Kobe Bryant. You wouldn't accept it from Kobe Bryant or LeBron James. You wouldn't. So why is it acceptable now? And you're not understanding that when you give Donald Trump permission to do that, you're telling all the MAGA men in your circle that his behavior is acceptable to you. Then you get with him and then you go, oh, this guy's a POS. Oh, really? Oh, really? Really? What gave you that idea that this person is a POS? Oh, you didn't see that they were saying what Donald Trump was saying was acceptable and okay? And it gets worse. It honestly gets worse, ladies and gentlemen, because even if that wasn't enough to rattle the MAGA women's conscience, the Ghislaine Maxwell and the Jeffrey Epstein thing, it really should have been. It really should have been, right? It really should have been.
Sure.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Yeah. A woman, Pam Bondi, ladies and gentlemen, is actually involved in covering up crimes against the most vulnerable people on earth. A woman is, you have to say, who's worse, Ghislaine Maxwell or Pam Bondi now? Who's worse? Ghislaine Maxwell, obviously criminal to the core, but Pam Bondi, she knows better and is covering up for a criminal. This is crazy. It's crazy. And to the people on the right, the women on the right, it really blows my mind that y'all will get out here and make excuse after excuse for Donald Trump. But if you ever had the ability, if you could, put yourself in the victim / survivor's situation and ask yourself, do you think these people ever wake up and go, you know what? He's not a bad person. These people that did this to me, they're not a bad person. No. They want accountability. Some of them want transparency. Some of them want justice. And you get out here and y'all like to pretend like that's what y'all really are into. Y'all like to pretend like y'all really are okay with men being disrespectful to you. And then when something happens to you, then all of a sudden you're crying. Y'all need to knock it off. Yeah, no, Epstein didn't only just take pictures with Donald Trump. No, he went to the weddings. He was around the family and stuff. Go look into it yourselves, all right? And we're at a point where Donald Trump can't even release the information. He's gaslighting you into thinking that he can't do it because a judge here and a judge there can't do it. No, that's not true. He can do it. He could tell Pam Bondi, just release the files. We'll deal with it. But he won't do that because he is ashamed of what's in those files. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do? We're not going to let the Epstein files go. And I play this really because I think the MAGA women, you're going to be the linchpin that actually gets this thing fixed. Unfortunately, because a lot of y'all are facilitating in the cover up, this is what we got to do every day until you all say, you know what? Enough is enough. Okay, enough is enough. And so what we'll do is we'll let Lawrence O'Donnell update you today on what's going on.
Verdict in the court of public opinion is in.
Right, listen to this.
And it is not good for Donald Trump. 59%, quote, disapprove of the way Donald Trump is handling investigations into Jeffrey Epstein. Just 20% approve. Donald Trump is the first and only president in American history who had a long-term friendship with a man who raped children regularly, almost every day.
What Lawrence O'Donnell is saying to you conservative women is this. While Donald Trump was taking pictures with Jeffrey Epstein, right? And you know what I mean? We know for sure in the background for years throughout Donald Trump's relationship, he'd take a photo with Jeffrey Epstein and then go back home and do horrible things to little girls. Go back and take another picture with Donald Trump. Go do little horrible things to little girls, and then go back and take a picture with Donald Trump. You see what's going on now? Even if you don't want to think Trump is in it, this is what was happening. Imagine you finding out you took photos with a person that did things like this, just ungodly things. That's sick stuff. But this is the guy you're supporting, the guy that actually was in those photos, like you said.
While that man was Donald Trump's closest friend, according to that man. That's what Jeffrey Epstein, the child rapist,
I gotta keep it clean on
sex
TikTok.
trafficker, told Michael Wolff in a tape-recorded interview, quote, I was Donald's closest friend for 10 years. Everything Donald Trump does now is an attempt to get 59% of Americans to look the other way. Donald Trump is trying to get 59% of Americans to stop thinking about his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein and what Donald Trump might be trying to hide.
Are there any more MAGA women still in this live right now? Any MAGA women out there? Anybody? Because you know when the show started, you know how they were putting it up there. W Trump, W Trump. Are there any more MAGA women out there right now? Any more MAGA women? I want to see something. I want to have an honest conversation with you this morning. Can anyone find a MAGA woman out there? Because I already know the MAGA men are disgusting, and they're going to be as disgusting as you allow them to be. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. Too ashamed. Look at that. We had them in here bright. Don't. Dame. Oh, just hold on a second, bro. I got you. You'll be my first one, because I want to make sure I get through this before you come up here. But I'll talk to you, brother, all right? Because I know somewhere deep down inside there's a decent human being in you, all right? But it just can't be found right now. You know exactly why.
Epstein files that are in possession of Donald Trump's attorney general, who actually went to the Oval Office with Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, who is now the deputy attorney general, to personally tell Donald Trump exactly how many times his name appears in the Epstein files and what the Epstein files actually say about Donald Trump. The Epstein files are the full Justice Department investigative file on Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
And during the presidential campaign, Donald Trump told his followers that he would make the Epstein files public. Donald Trump's current FBI director publicly insisted before he became FBI director that the Epstein files must be made public completely, every word of it.
So who insisted that the Epstein files be made public? Was it the Democrats or was it Donald Trump and his people? Who was it that asked to see the file? Who was making this an issue? So when they get out here and they start, because I know what Dame is probably going to even try to bring up. Oh, well, why didn't Joe Biden do this? Well, this isn't what. No, not W all MAGA women, Dame. But if you could, Dame, please summon the MAGA women that roll with you. Bring them here. All right, because we can unpack this together. All right, this is unacceptable, and you know it.
Donald Trump's attorney general promised to make the Epstein files public while she was attorney general.
Yeah, she did.
Saying on TV that she had the Epstein files right there on her desk and was ready to make them public. She said that she had Jeffrey Epstein's client list on her desk and was ready to make that list public. And then she issued an unsigned public statement saying there is no client list and not one word of the Epstein files will ever be made public by Donald Trump's Justice Department. And so it's not surprising tonight that 71% of Americans think Donald Trump knew some or a lot about the sex crimes committed by Jeffrey Epstein against children before the investigations of Jeffrey Epstein's criminal conduct even began.
Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. That's a staggering number, and I actually think it's a lot worse. You mean to tell me a majority of Americans understand? Some of them we already know don't even have a college education, but they're smart enough to understand that Donald Trump knew what Jeffrey was doing before the investigations began. What's your excuse for still supporting him? What's your excuse? What's your excuse?
Only 8% of Americans think Donald Trump knew nothing about the sex crimes Jeffrey Epstein was committing against children.
Look at this. This is sick.
56% of Republicans think Donald Trump knew some or a lot about the sex crimes committed by Jeffrey Epstein.
56 Republicans. I'm going to round it up to 60% of sick. These are sick people. Sick folks. 60% of y'all need to zip it, all right? Because when you come up here and you start talking about silly stuff, oh, I'm trying to, you know, they like to do the whole little transgender thing. Oh, we're trying to protect women and girls from having men in the sports. Well, okay, so you're going to focus on that small issue, but you're going to leave this big old wide open situation going on right now that involves the sitting president of the United States. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites, W. Zeus. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. Sick. and you will be judged. I keep telling y'all, hell gets bigger every day, and you know who's going? You, every single one of y'all who sold y'all souls to Donald J. Trump, and you didn't even sell it. You gave it to him for free, even worse.
Think about how important this story is to Donald Trump's presidency.
It is.
Donald Trump knows how important it is. And he knows how important it is to Donald Trump's political power and his ability to retain political power.
Retain it.
Republicans in Congress have never been afraid of Donald Trump. They know he's a clown who knows nothing. They know he's a child prone to uncontrollable temper tantrums.
Thanks.
They know he doesn't belong in the White House. They know he doesn't belong anywhere in government. They have never been afraid of Donald Trump, but Republican politicians have been very afraid.
Of who?
Since Donald Trump won the Republican nomination for president in 2016, that is when every Republican politician began living in abject fear of not Donald Trump, but Trump voters. Donald Trump is nothing without Trump voters. Without Trump voters, Donald Trump would have been the first candidate to drop out of the 2016 presidential campaign. Donald Trump's first presidential campaign began so badly that the billionaire owner-operator of the Fox propaganda channel, Rupert Murdoch, publicly urged Donald Trump to drop out of the race and stop embarrassing his family. Rupert Murdoch didn't know, none of us knew, that the clownish candidacy of Donald Trump was going to win over Republican voters.
Y'all voted for a clown, MAGA. You conservative, whatever y'all say y'all conserving, it ain't working. And so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you get the gist of what I'm saying. We're living in a country right now where we've gotten a lot of Republican women, the MAGA women, out here facilitating Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. They're just as guilty as he is. And they try to get on TikTok and they try to defend this stuff and act like we can't see it for what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no other choice. And as much as I try to be very respectful, Here we go again. I saw it froze, but I mean, you get what I just did. I just sent a bunch of MAGA women straight to hell. All right, let's go to the box. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Dame has decided to come to the kingdom and get his regular behind whooping from Big Zeus.
You see what happens, huh? When you spew malarkey, you see you froze. He caught you. Lord and Savior caught you right in your stride. Go ahead.
You
trying
believe
to send
that?
our beautiful women to hell.
Well, they're not beautiful if they're supporting Jeffrey Epstein, sir. And you honestly know what I said was true. But what brings you over here? Because I normally go over there and I plant my flag there, and I get and everybody over where you're at, they don't like what I say. Obviously, you understand what I'm saying, and you want to add what to it, because I hope you're going to be honest and more transparent today.
Well, I just want to say the way you convey your message about Epstein, I agree everything. except when you correlate President Trump to it. That's when I just have to bow out, and I just I look at it as satire at that point. Like Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
Jay Leno, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Very-
Well,
Go ahead.
do you think that maybe there's a chance that Donald Trump being all over every scandal means that most likely he's involved?
All over every scandal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you think about all these photos and pictures that Donald Trump has with Epstein? How do you write that off and just say, oh, that's normal behavior?
Well, it's kind of how I feel about the pictures with Obama and Diddy. We could wonder, but we don't know.
Obama and Diddy. So Obama and Diddy had a very long relationship and stuff like that. They had disputes and stuff like that. Diddy walked around and said Obama is my best friend, and Obama would go and say, Diddy's a terrific guy. Is that what you're suggesting? Because I get it. You can be a celebrity and run across other celebrities, right?
What I'm saying is, Zeus, a picture is just that, a picture. It doesn't indicate anything further than just a picture.
Got it. Well, I don't think there's just a picture, right? You've seen them dancing together.
I agree.
Yeah.
You
You saw them dancing together.
Look. You got me into a corner with the Epstein stuff, okay? Because I don't like anything that's close to this kind of activity. Okay.
Thank you.
So if you just want to beat the vote down over the Epstein thing, go ahead. Because I'm not about to keep ducking and raving over something that I don't even believe in anyway. But at the end of the day, you don't have, and you know this better than me, you don't have any evidence, and I'm not going to go to Biden because it's obvious. It's obvious. I don't have to say it. You said it for me. But at the end of the
Well, I
day,
took it away from you because I know that's exactly what you're going to try to do, bring Joe Biden or Obama or the Democrats into it. But I'm like, they're not even the president. We're talking about the sitting president. And you know what? If you said that I got you in a corner.
I don't mean to stop you, but I don't want to lose this thought. I don't know if this is you, but the hypocrisy of the Democrats, the way they love Bill Clinton. And if I show you the pictures I have with him and Bill Clinton when they was gazing in each other's eyes as if they've been long distance lovers and they finally met up. I'm talking about Zeus. This Bill Clinton.
Who was he in the photo with?
Epstein. They were
Does that make, in your opinion, does that make Clinton guilty?
No, but I'm saying it's the hypocrisy because the Democrats they love him. They say
No, they don't.
Oh,
I'm here to tell you, we don't. Look at the chat. How many of y'all love Bill Clinton?
Wow.
How many of y'all love him? Do y'all look at the chat? How many of y'all care about Bill Clinton?
They love Bill Clinton. They love Bill Clinton.
Dame. We're here to tell you. Heck, look at that. Heck, no. I don't know where you're getting this, but you've been gaslit to believe that we genuinely are concerned about Bill Clinton. And I'll go even one step further. If Obama is in those files, he got to go. And you know what? I'll go one step further. That's one of the things that if you do that, I got to stop supporting you. I don't care about all that other stuff, right? I got to stop supporting you. And you said I got you in a corner because you agree the Epstein stuff is bad. The question now becomes not so much about Trump, but why is it so hard for you to say that's just too much for me? Even if he's doing all this other stuff, you love the immigration crackdown, you love he's tough on crime, but he's he's protecting Pete Tredios, and he very well could be one. Where's the moral? Where's your morals?
They're very intact, Zeus. And like I said, man, once there's definitive evidence that man was involved, in all seriousness, I believe majority, if not all people, will back off of support for Trump.
What would you consider definitive evidence?
At this point, this is fake news. That's like, I mean, you can find out somebody is a piece of crap and then cut ties with them. That's actually a thing. That's a thing. You give people the benefit of the doubt first.
Okay. Let's put it in some real level, right? Say you're dating somebody, right? And you find out that there's a chance they might be hooking up with your best friend. Have you ever had a scenario like that?
Nope.
Okay. Let's just say hypothetically, whispers in the air was like, yo, she's, catting off with your BFF. What would that do to you? Would you go, unless I got definitive evidence, I'm not entertaining it, or would you look into it?
I'm gonna look into it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so what if you just one day seen her walking out of his house? Would that be enough for you to pop off? Or would you go, well, I didn't really see him in the act. What would you do? I'm just trying to probe how your mind works, sir. That's all.
I would, yeah. In that case, yes.
You would do what? You would walk away.
That's not definitive, but that's highly probable. So yes, in that case, I make an executive decision that yes, that's what's going on. But that's no comparison.
Okay, so you can use circumstantial evidence to come to a reasonable conclusion. And you could be very wrong. He could have just been there to take care of some plumbing work for her, right? Because he might have been a plumber on the side and she needed him. And maybe she just didn't want to tell you because she didn't want to make it awkward. And there could have been a reasonable way to explain all of that away. But what you've pointed out to me is that you've basically seen enough to come to a conclusion that this isn't looking good and I'm going to take executive action, right? And I would actually say you're on the right path because I would think there was something up too. So I'm glad you have that ability. And I say, okay, so what more information do you need to come to a reasonable conclusion that this guy is sick? I mean,
in this case, I need him, everybody else that did anything with any minors to go to jail and be prosecuted to the fullest extent, including President Trump. I need President Trump to be at the top of the list. I need persecution. I need, the Democrats love.
That's a wish list. That's a heck
of a wish list.
It's not a wish
list. It's just, I want the law to be followed. Okay. Man, just like anybody else.
So what if the person you were, you said you would think there was something going on. She was like, oh, well, no, you don't have enough evidence to say that it's really that. I mean, you have any footage of me doing X, Y, and Z? You have any evidence that I've done that in the past? I mean, you could be walked back and talked down if you use that logic. Or we could just stick to using common sense, bro. And what I meant is, if you just isolate Donald Trump and you look at his fingerprints or all the breadcrumbs around him, right? I've played the audio of what he said about his daughter, right? You've heard that, right? All right. You've heard him say he grabbed women by the you-know-what.
Yep.
Yeah, these are things he said.
Right.
He's obviously a dog. You know that much, right? You know what he did with Stormy Daniels. He a dog. He ain't no church mouse. He a dog. He cheated on all his wives, bro. You know he would be the partner you have that you would never leave your girl around. At least, right?
You mean what do you mean? Like,
would you leave Donald Trump around your girl, your main, whoever you're dating? Would you leave him and her alone in the room? Knowing his track record out here in these streets. And I hate, ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me because I hate to get to this level, but this is how you got to interact with Blagger.
I wouldn't date. I wouldn't be with a woman that I wouldn't.
No, I didn't. I asked you.
I can't answer that, Zeus, because I wouldn't be with a woman that I wouldn't trust enough to leave with anyone. So
I didn't. No. I didn't ask you all that. I didn't ask you. Don't and don't put it on the woman. Bro. Don't put it on the woman. I'm asking you. You know your homeboy is like this. You know he's a savage. You know he's a savage.
So all right. So if that's the case, we would have to. My idol is Kobe. You could say that about Kobe, Mike Tyson, everybody that was charged. Some women.
Would you leave your girl around Kobe? Would you leave your girl around?
I'm an advocate for the real victims when something happens to them. But see the women that don't no, Zeus, because I can't just let you gaslight me, bro. This is what you do.
You just not. I was just asking you to answer the questions, bro. You going off on telling me all of this other stuff.
Absolutely. I would leave her with anybody that I deem wouldn't do her anything wrong.
Would you leave your woman that you love and you're interested in, having a future with? Would you leave her around someone like Donald Trump, knowing his record out here in these streets?
I wouldn't leave my woman around any man, bro.
Thank you. Okay, W, Zeus. Because he knows I didn't want to go there, but I'm trying to help everybody understand. You don't need to actually see Donald Trump in the tapes to come to a reasonable conclusion that, okay, A plus B clearly might equal C. All right, and there's a 90% chance. So I've asked you, would you leave him around your woman? So if you wouldn't leave Donald Trump around your woman, I'm going to assume you wouldn't even leave him around kids, especially when you know his track record, right? And so we've covered what he said about his own daughter. You know about what happened with E. Jean Carroll, right? And the 26 other women, right? You know about these. You know what he did with Stormy Daniels, right?
Yeah.
Those are, to me, that's enough for me to be like, yo, you can't come. I don't even want you to know who I'm talking to be honest with you, because you that wild. You wild. That's for me. But then, all the blah, blah, blah. Now we find out, wow, he's dancing with Jeffrey Epstein too? That's crazy. That's next level diabolical right there. So now you got to add that in. Knowing that there's that out there, would you be more inclined to leave him around your girl or less inclined? I mean, you already said no, but does that help? You know what I'm saying? Does that help make it better or does it make it worse?
And when you got a lot of money, you're around a lot of women, you're going to get stuff happen to you. I mean, Chris Brown going through the same thing. I mean, you got to make an executive decision to make a decision on this figure that you never met. We just read media on them. So, like I said, we have to make an executive decision that is not definitive at the end of the day. We can't put this on Trump and not put this on everybody else that we support. That's my point. And once someone is shown to be that kind of individual, of course I'm not supporting them. Trump or anybody else.
So he's to me shown you enough evidence, right? Whether he intentionally meant to do it, there's enough evidence out there to show you the type of person he is. He's a dog. He's a savage. He a monster. All right? And you know that.
Allegedly.
You just agreed that he's done those things. You just agreed that he's done those things, and now it's alleged. This is real. This is real.
I agree. Yeah, he's been accused of all those things.
He's done them. What have I lied about? That he's already done them because he went to court with E. Jean Carroll. You've heard the statements, right? He did say grab women by the you-know-what. He did say if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, perhaps he'd be dating her, and that they had sex in common.
All that is sick, Zeus. What do you want me to say? Like, all that is
okay.
Sick.
Thank you.
And we all and guess
thank
what?
you for saying it's sick.
Hold on.
I'm glad that you
finally
said that.
Every 1,000 person in here, if they ever voted for anybody previously to Trump, they voted for somebody that did sick stuff. Yep.
No.
It's hypocrites. You're hypocrites. Because if you ever voted for Biden, you voted for somebody that did something sick. Yes or no?
Biden might have done stuff that's sick, right?
Okay, so what's the difference between me and you, Zeus?
Okay, but I don't see Biden hanging out with Jeffrey E. I don't see.
Wow.
Listen, I'm saying I haven't seen Biden be accused by 26 women. I haven't seen Biden say stuff nasty about his own daughter. All right, I mean, there's some weird photos out there of him saying, and he has a stutter, but he doesn't have this track record.
His track record is not as public as Trump. Yes.
Okay. So Dane, we can't. Okay.
Public track record as Trump. Yes, because there isn't. Biden is tedious.
So let's go back to the scenario that involved your homeboy, right? You can't just assume, well, all men are dogs, so I ain't gonna have anybody around people that I care about. You can't do that. You only could do it when you got something to go off of, right?
Right.
So you can't bring all this stuff on Biden and all these other folks, Obama, when you ain't got, if they've done it, then they kept it under wraps. You can't hold it against them. What we have right now is you have so much information out there on Donald Trump's behavior and his conduct. And all of it, you just admitted, is nasty. You just admitted that it's nasty. And it's blowing my mind that it's not enough to stop you from saying, I can't use my own common sense to realize this is probably, this is as far as I need to go with this guy, because obviously he's doing things that is making it very, very difficult for me. I mean, and I didn't even get to the point where he just won't even release the files. That was the last thing that I wanted to say. With all of that going on, if it was really on the up and up, he should release the files. Instead of lying to you and telling you it's the Democrat judges saying it's this and that, and forcing Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel to go out here and lie to you all and say no one else is going to get prosecuted, while actually giving Ghislaine Maxwell this preferential treatment. What's that about?
Yeah, I want the files released to Zeus ASAP. I'm tired of the chatty patty arguments and the conversations about it, man. I just don't get why we can't exceed all measures that need to be exceeded. Congress need to do what they need to do to just get these files out if they're really that vital. I want the files too.
You know what you can do? You know what you can do to help get those files? You can stop supporting them.
Yeah, me not supporting them, that's definitely not going to get the files out.
But then you don't want the files out. See, I just helped call your bluff. I just called your bluff. If you really wanted those files, Dane, and like you really wanted to get to the bottom of somebody doing something shady, you would draw lines at the sand, and you would be like, you know what, I'm a man of principle. All right, and if you're gonna get me to do something like that, I got to make sure I'm really solid and believe in that. And you know you're not solid, and you know you're 100%. You can't go out here and definitively say Donald Trump didn't do anything bad. You know you can't do that. So that should at least make you go, the fact that I can't go out here and say it means, yeah, most likely than not, I can't put all of my eggs in one basket with this guy. And this is the issue that I'm having. This is the issue that I'm having because we know you brought Diddy up. Diddy is sitting down. He's been put on ice for less. For less, he's sitting on ice. And you are okay with that, I suppose, to a certain degree, right? You saw it.
Trump got persecuted. He went to jail. He didn't stay in there long, but he went through the fire for what he did too, for what he was accused of doing as well.
Yeah. So you're okay. Well, you know that's your opinion.
And guess what? And like
that's your opinion.
You get once they get proof. Hey, I withdraw it, and I take accountability to say I didn't know, and everybody else that voted didn't know. But we can't continue to go on with this Democratic like Epstein stuff, man. Can we like talk about the stuff that he's doing for the country, man? Is that why everybody's still on this? Because everything is going great.
No,
and we're not in a recession and a depression. Is this what this is?
Well, no. This is only part of all the other issues that are going on, but. If you wanted to pivot and start talking about the economy, I mean, what can you say about the economy? All I say is the Trump supporters, show us your bank account, show us your utility bill. You got that on you?
Who walks around with a utility bill? Yeah.
Because we got to prove what he's done is actually happening, right? And what I'm finding out is this, right? You start talking to Trump supporters and they'll say, oh, well, you know, I don't buy eggs anymore. I grow them. Or, you know what? It's only been 6 months, this and that. And it's just to me evidence that you all are just out here making excuses for his failures. And so I don't like to even get into that. You know, the Border Patrol and immigration, if you look at the poll numbers, they're saying no one believes that what he's doing is right. The way he's going after the immigrants, you know, going after American citizens in the process. No one's actually supporting that right now, except for the extreme people. So I don't really think he has much to actually hang his hat on in terms of success, which is why I'm hammering home the point about Epstein. It's not going to go away, Dane. It's not going to go away. Food is costing us a lot more than it should. He said he's going to cut our utility bills in half by the end of the year. He hasn't done it. All right. And inflation is going through the roof. Rent's going through the roof. Where's the success in all of this? The dollar's weaker. So you can't actually say you got something good. The big, beautiful bill, that doesn't help people. It's throwing a lot of people off of a lot of programs that they actually needed to survive. Yesterday, I was in your live, and I said, which party actually lowers black poverty? And then you had Dennis up there with his fake AI giving you fake answers, but it's black. It's the Democrats. It's the Democrats, bro, and you know it.
No, there is no definitive proof that the Democrats. No, AI did not say that, Zeus. It said there's no definitive proof that the Democrats did anything more than the Republicans to help the black progression in America as far as finance.
And so this is why I just say, you know, a hard head, sir, honestly, it does make for a soft behind because, you know, whether you're talking about that, the economy, you're just going to believe whatever Donald Trump tells you to believe and not look at the actual facts.
Wait,
bro.
So AI is Donald Trump. Donald Trump runs AI now. That's what you're saying. So
no.
AI.
No. What I'm saying is, just like y'all was saying when Biden was running around here saying that, oh, you know, the economy is doing good. And then people were out here really struggling going, no, it's not. Yeah, it's happening the other way around now. It's actually Donald Trump getting rid of people who are giving him better, you know, accurate numbers. He's getting rid of that. He's firing people from, you know, federal agencies that actually report information about health related issues like, you know, the CDC. And so you're not getting accurate information. The best thing you could do, Dame, is just go out here and buy stuff. Go out here and go to these stores, start buying things and looking at the prices and ask yourself, is it really going down? That's why I said, show us the bank account and show us the utility bills. That'll tell me everything I need to know, bro, honestly. Because I know one thing about MAGA. Y'all will lie. Y'all will lie y'all way out of so many things. Y'all lie about everything. If it means, you know what, upholding and, you know, making your dear leader look good, even though it's the sickest stuff that I've ever seen. All right. Now, What do you want to do? There's people who want to talk to you, but I understand that might be a lot for you. Or we can just get straight to judgment. It's up to you, Dan.
Straight to judgment.
Yeah.
Listen, I would talk to only Q Dog or Takesha. I can't take none of those screaming TDS patients.
You
like
can talk
Val.
to no. If I can do it, Dame.
Val gonna put me to sleep. I'm only willing to talk to Q Dog or Takesha. You could go ahead and I'm willing to go to heaven, man, because I don't know what I'm not going to hell.
I'll let Takesha tell me what I should do. All right, because Takesha's really good, but you shouldn't be afraid to talk to anybody if you really believe what you're saying. Hi, Takesha. How are you doing?
Hey Zeus, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right, and you?
I'm good. Hey Dane.
How you doing, ma'am?
Dane, let me say this first of all before I ask you a question, because I got a real honest question for you.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
discernment is telling me that all that you do on TikTok is just for money. You don't believe that stuff, Dane. When you get offline doing all this stuff. Hold on, Dane.
If what I'm doing is for money, somebody please give me the money.
When you get offline, you probably go straight to the toilet and throw up from all the stuff you done said. But listen, check this out, Dane.
Hold on. Stop.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's dig into that, because let's talk about what I talk about on my live. So I throw up from telling blacks, us black community, let's stop unaliving each other. Yes, that really makes me throw up. I go throw up by telling my live, and mostly black and white people, by the way. I throw up by telling them, let's put God first, because the Democrats doesn't represent anything that mimic what the black community always grew up on, which is family values, traditional values. Yeah, that makes me really go puke. Takesha, go ahead, continue.
Dang, I'm talking. You know I'm talking about the Trump card. Quit playing with me.
And that's not what you do on your platform.
I'm not. You know I don't let people try to play me like a fool. Zeus.
Thank you.
Just telling you, I don't know if you
This is snowflake behavior.
Zeus, he know exactly
talks about Trump.
He know exactly what I'm
right, Jim. I
but
see
anyway,
you, Jim.
This is my question for you, Dane.
Go ahead.
As a black man, you know the street code and everything. When two people get in trouble, one of them get caught, the other one doesn't. What do we say about the one that gets caught after they talk to the police? They may get a lighter deal, or they might get out. We say that they ratted or had information on the person they was with, correct?
Yeah, he read it. Yep.
Okay, now let me say this. Donald Trump lawyer went to talk to Maxwell. After he talked to Maxwell, she gets moved, her status changes, she on work release after she's talked to someone that has been accused of being in the file's lawyer. Do you not find that strange, Dane?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my thing. Stop saying Trump ain't in the file and we ain't got no proof that he did wrong. Because anytime you can get your status lowered and you come out after that and say you didn't see nothing he did wrong.
You are a
black man. You know how street.
Takesha. She cooking them. That's what. And you using olive oil, Takesha?
You know how the street code go.
Yeah, I want you and Zeus to educate me.
Get out. You know how we go in there.
Hold on.
She educating you, Dame.
So we got information on
she educating you, bro.
And we end up getting a sweetheart deal. You know how the game go, Dame.
Amen.
Stop
Amen.
acting like you don't know how the game goes.
Amen. Takesha. And Takesha, was that Crisco? I mean, not Crisco, but olive oil, virgin olive oil.
Hold on, Takesha, let me ask you. So what makes you think it's only Trump that helped her get that deal? Because we all know our entire government is on there. A lot of them. So what makes you think particularly it was Trump? Don't you think it was Trump? And, hold on, wouldn't it be Trump and a conspired effort of other high government officials? So if that's the case, yes, I agree. She probably read it and said, yeah, I won't take down the U.S. government. It's not just Trump. It's all of them on there. And then they all said, yes, I'll bring it down.
My point is this,
absolutely.
My point is this.
Go ahead.
Y'all keep wanting to add people with Trump.
No, y'all just trying to put one man.
I thought she was going to be able to respond, bro.
Without just saying, yeah, he was wrong. Y'all never want to put him in a category by himself. It's always Trump. Yeah, he may have, but others. Just let's go on with just the fact that he did wrong, Dane. He's the president of these United States.
Sad.
He's our representative. If they don't speak on nobody else in the government, he is the leader of this country. What he does affects the country, Dame. That's all I'm saying. Stop acting like he got to be categorized with other people when he is the president.
Thank you.
Y'all want to brag on? He done went over there and stopped.
Keep cooking.
Hold on. Y'all want to brag on? He done went over there and stopped some wars to countries we ain't never heard about in our life. Them folks weren't even fighting. That's just like saying the person that I already divorced gonna send me some more divorce papers to make it peaceful. We already divorced. The fight is already over. So what has he done? Stop letting this man play y'all for a fool. If you say you a man of God, you ought to know what's going on right in front of your face. You ought to know that we sitting up under Saul Jr. Because y'all the children of Israel, the people that begged for a king, God stepped aside and gave him to you. And now y'all up under Saul Jr. and y'all swear y'all know God, but y'all apparently don't, because y'all don't see what's going on.
Don't see it. Dame, did she educate you now, sir? Because you was praying that she did, and I didn't make this happen. This is happen chance. Takesha just helped you, bro.
You finished, Miss Takesha? You finished venting? You got it all?
I was quiet. That mean I was done.
Oh, all right. Well, that sounded really, really good. I hope you got it off. I hope you got it off with how you felt. But at the end of the day, that's not going to change nothing. He's going to be our president, Mr. Keisha. So it don't make no sense to be stressing yourself about something that you don't have definitive proof over. We all want to protect and will continue to protect the children. At the end of the day, but why continue to have these TDS conventions over something you don't even know is real?
Dang.
Wait, let me ask my question.
Dang, you didn't even unpack what she was saying to you, bro. I mean, it's like you just...
Listen, Zeus, everything she said, of course, I agree. But listen, let me ask you guys this. How does this work? We get the files. He's on the files. So when you're on one of these files, and I'm trying to be educated because I didn't like do the extensive private investigator research you guys did, right? So I'm asking. So once we find out who's on the files and Donald J. Trump allegedly is on the files, what's the next step?
Okay, Dame, I just want to say this. You are aware his attorney general has already confirmed he's in the files, right? You do know that, right?
Okay.
So what do you mean? What's the next step?
So does the files automatically mean you were involved in illegal activities, or just
using the conversation we had about you catching your homeboy walking out of, or your ex or your girl walking out of your homeboy's house? That's enough to confirm, right?
Right. So everybody
using that logic.
Okay, so everybody that pretty much went to the islands is guilty. There is no investigation needed. Once you're on the files, you're automatically guilty. That's what I'm asking.
Based on your logic, we got a lot of questions.
Not based on my logic, based on the law and what's supposed to happen. Because I'm trying to
Put it this way, Dame. If you catch her coming out of his house, she got a lot of explaining to do. Because it don't make sense,
Zeus,
right?
Zeus, let me put it like this.
Go ahead, Takesha, help him.
If the only problem was your name was on the file, we all know y'all were friends. So, of course, you probably went and visited your friend Allen or hung out with your friends. But if you trying this hard to make sure nobody thinks you're on or in the files, that means you've done something else.
Wait, who's trying? Hold on.
Dang, she brings a valid point.
Hold on. That means that you're trying too hard. That means that you ain't just on the file. You are the file.
You got to admit that, Dame, right? She don't want you to go in the house when you go and try to find out what they was doing. She ain't letting you in the house, so to speak, right? That says something to you. You get what we're saying? And ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for how brutal this is. But this is the speed we have to go with some folks.
It's really not even brutal, Zeus. My thing is this. I got a granddaughter. And I wouldn't care if it was my son.
Ooh.
If he did something to my grandbaby, guess what I'm going to do? Turn him slap in. I don't care who it is, Zeus. Anybody that does anything to children are a piece of crap. And I'm not finna try to lie for them. I'm not giving them no benefit of the doubt.
Nope.
Anytime you said something
Me neither. I ain't make one excuse for
sexually about your own daughter, you going down the escalator looking at a 10-year-old.
Why are your fans
I'll
DMing
be
me?
dating her by the time she 18. That's nasty. For you to even look at a child and think that when she grow up, she gonna look good enough for you to date. That's nasty. To look at a child and want to be her man when she get older. What attracted you about a 10-year-old where you thought she was gonna look good enough for you to be dating her?
And these are his own words.
I
Dave.
don't have a sick mind like that, so I don't think about stuff like that.
Okay,
Mr.
Donald
Keith.
Trump did it.
Well, I don't think about sick stuff like
Donald
that.
Trump did
And
it.
I don't think about other men saying
Donald
sick
Trump
stuff
did
like
it.
that. That's a whole sick
Donald
mind.
Trump did it.
Well, I didn't, so I don't know why
And
you
that's
do stuff
did
like
it.
that. That's a whole sick
Donald
mind.
Trump did it.
Well, I didn't, so I don't know why
And
you
that's
like
my whole
saying-
point. I'll come back later with what I needed to say. I'll talk to you later. I can't do this.
She did all that to say she can't do this. Have a good day, Mr. Keisha. All right, Zeus, man. That was great. Oh, yeah, Zeus paused. Yeah, now it's my turn. All y'all in the chat got TDS. Dame the real Zeus. W Dame in the chat. Y'all can't mute me because Zeus is paused. And now this is my show. Dame is the real Zeus. W Dame. All y'all heard was a TDS fest. Nobody came up with no definitive proof, okay? Let me tell you, while I'm running the live, y'all listen to Dame. This Dame's world, Dame Loves You is the live. And I always told you that it was all about definitive proof, family values, okay? Family values. The extreme left does not want Black Americans to appreciate family values. And I will vote for that every time. W Dame in the chat. Not a word on his policies. Oh, well, why is all the businesses in America taking the brunt of the tariffs right now if it's not about his policies? Why aren't the tariffs raising your prices 50%, 60%? Because the sellers, they found a way to take the brunt of the cost for the tariffs because they don't want to put it on their customers. You know why? TDSers? It's because they still have to compete with other sellers. And why is all the economists that said, the economists said we were going to go into a depression? Why are the same economists saying that they were wrong about Trump? She said leave, and the mods can't do anything. See, this is all God right here. Y'all don't understand divine intervention. Zeus got frozen when he was making up that malarkey, and now I'm running the chat, okay? This was all meant to be. You guys need to learn to debate actual politics, okay? I've been in here listening to a sermon about the Steens for over an hour right now. Nah, the mods can't mute me. That's why I'm going to give you this sermon, okay? This was all meant to be, man. I'm telling you. I've been telling Zeus forever. Zeus is my brother, but he's a little misguided. He a little misguided. But that's why all of this is divine intervention, okay? I don't come in here every day. You know, Zeus is the only Democrat I'm really going to come up here and talk to. I don't have the time to listen to y'all cry about stuff that never actually going to happen. I like going to the beach. I like going to penthouses and all that, you know. I don't got time to listen to TDS. I watch Fox News, CNN, and look at how great President Trump is doing for this country. But with that being said, if he is convicted and there is definitive proof of anything with a child or anything illegal, I denounce everything I did or said to support Trump. But until that's done, y'all got TDS. And y'all TDS is so serious that
Wow. What on earth just happened? What on earth just happened? What a
A great.
disgrace.
Your show just got a lot of
Where'd
facts.
Takesha go? Where did Takesha go?
Your show just got a lot of facts. It got real fun. That's all I say. But I just gave him the facts. But what I did do, Zeus, I told the chat, if he is found to do anything, I denounce my support for President Trump. I did tell him.
I did. Listen, I don't even, whatever he did while I was gone, and I don't know where Takesha is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and just go ahead and nullify that. It's no longer, oh, there's Takesha. Okay. Takesha is back.
Don't bring it. All right, Zeus.
Okay, I think Ari's busy. Ari,
We just
okay, hold on. Come on back, Ari. Yeah, hold on.
We just had a baby Antichrist hour. That's all, Zeus.
Okay.
Antichrist pause.
Okay.
But I said I wasn't finna deal with Dame no more, and I dropped. Remember?
Oh, okay. I didn't
I
catch
said I was
that.
gonna come back for what I wanted to talk about after you get rid of your guests.
Okay. Well, so okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, W Takesha. See, I get upset, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and then all right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and do. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, who do we got next? Okay, all right, yeah. Now you said you wanted me to bring Val up, so Val's here, Dame. Val, good morning. How are you doing?
Morning.
Yeah.
Dane, what you just did was about the most disgusting thing you could do in anybody's house, dude. You don't come in somebody's house.
Shut up, bro.
No, you don't come in somebody's
shut
house
up.
and do that shit.
I'm tired of
you
you
don't
coming
do
up
that,
here
dude.
thinking you can talk to me like you're my dad, bro.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down, gentlemen.
I'm not about to play with this racist.
No, you're right.
Because he's a racist.
He's not.
Bro, he's a racist.
Can we just?
And I don't do racist.
But Dame, you can.
I'm out, Zeus.
Oh, okay. So then that's going to be W. Well, he doesn't. Dame.
I don't
He doesn't.
like this guy.
Dame. I go onto your platform. Dame, hold on. I go onto your platform. And I deal with it. Right. So where's the snowflake at?
Lied to you, Zeus. But when you was gone,
do you think you've been telling the truth?
I voted for Christian values.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think
he about to come up here and try to cause division?
Do you think? No, he's not causing division. He's a great friend. He's a great friend. But it's
something wrong while you was gone.
Well, Dame, you've been really being a very difficult person and not telling the truth. So is it all right if you actually get some feedback? You see, I go on your show. I don't ever pop off like that.
Lie to you. Go ahead. What did I say?
Let's get to the bottom of it. If he's lying, we're gonna find out. But I want to hear what he has to say. You shouldn't be running.
I'm not lying. There's a whole
Thank you, Val.
There's a whole chat down here that heard you go. Now I'm going to take over. This is divine intervention.
Who's muting?
I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over Zeus's house. That is exactly what you said.
Oh,
dude, I not always tell you I'm the real Zeus, bro. I don't say nothing. I didn't say nothing I don't say in front of him. Stop trying to cause division.
That's
why
treason.
I'm telling y'all the Democrats are the real racists. See, you trying to come cause division? Go ahead.
I'm not trying to cause division, sir.
Okay,
so on your own.
So you can't have a conversation without just really showing us how unstable you are, bro. I mean, I go in there and I take it like a man over there, and a lot of things you got over there, bro. I'm like, what the heck,
Zeus?
But the fact that you can't control yourself, it's just
no, Zeus. I let Mr. Keisha go off on me every time.
No one's going off.
You not to bring him
These
up
are
for
regular
a reason,
conversations.
I understand, Zeus, but
hold on.
To bring him up for a reason, because every time he comes up,
who do I tell you not? Hold on.
Who tells me
he doesn't do that?
Talk. I don't like this guy.
He doesn't do that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He does. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you give him the power. Go ahead.
No, Dame. I just want to nuke this because this doesn't need to keep coming up. I go onto your show. I get muted sometimes. People say things about me, but I'm in control of my emotions. If you know my platform, these are people who've contributed to the platform, and they always have a voice. All right. And I've actually made quite an exception to allow you to come up here if you didn't know it, because they're probably saying, drop this guy for just the disgrace you've shown us this morning.
My chat is kind of nasty to you, but I don't let him disrespect you, though, bro. You know
that's different. But and no one's disrespecting you. We're trying to get this conversation straightened out. And what I take it as is when you run like that, if you got to go because it's, you got to call or something, I get that. But it's just like, oh, I can't handle what Val is saying. I'm going, what? The incredible Dame can't handle Val telling him something?
No, I just want to respect your show, man. You know your mother.
Okay, so then
your mom listens. But respect the show,
your mom
man.
Listens.
Okay, well, if
anything but respect the show.
Okay, so
talk to this guy if your mom was here, man. So I want to respect your show.
Well, if it's not really about my mom, it's about carrying yourself All right. Everyone knows you come on here, you don't curse. You don't need to go into the personal
And I
stuff.
haven't cursed one time.
No,
I didn't
but
say you cursed.
okay, and look at that. Val said you didn't. But if Val has a perspective, he should be able to say it. And if you don't agree with it, you should be mature enough to not crash out and go, oh, well, Val's trying to usurp his authority. He's a racist and all that stuff. Because I promise you, if you open up the door about racism, you're going to lose it because you're voting on with a party that we all know clearly supports racism. So you can't use that as an angle.
All right. All right.
So let's stick to the policy. Now, Val, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I had to do that. Val, but you should be able to talk to anybody that I bring up here, bro. If I can do it, you can do it. And if you really believe what you believe in, it shouldn't be an issue.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Dane. I mean, what you did was wrong, dude. What you did was wrong. Admit it.
Go ahead. Yeah. Tell me what I did wrong.
You came in when he got froze up, as Takesha was falling, and you came up here and you said, "Oh, it's my show now. I'm going to take over the show now." Did you not say that, Dane?
I absolutely, positively said that. Okay, and the
joke. So that is wrong.
In a joking manner, I kept the people in
no,
here.
This ain't a joking manner.
Hold on, I kept the people in here. I actually helped the show.
You took advantage. You took advantage of a situation.
So hold on, wait. So you
took advantage of a situation.
So you preferred the show. You preferred the show to be quiet
the entire time.
Well, let's say how about this? You asked Zeus, do you rather satire or do you rather just a mute show?
I would rather the show be educational and somewhat on the entertaining side. I don't condone what you said, Dane. I'm gonna be honest with you. And if Val took it that way, then that's his right to take it that way. That's my point.
I'm sorry you felt like I disrespected Zeus.
No, that's a good. Well, you apologized. You apologized. All right, now let's get to the meat and potatoes because we only got so much time to navigate through this storm right now, and I got to keep this thing on the rails. Val, have you been hearing what Dame has been saying? Absent of me being frozen, right? And is there anything you would like to help this brother understand? Because we've been trying to help him understand that he's not processing the reality that well.
What I'm watching is this. So I came up into the live, was immediately called a racist, by the way. Okay, thank you, man, for that. Somebody
I call you that every time.
Somebody, hold on, Sarah Dane. I want to make sure you understand my history. Okay, I have parents that actually marched in Washington, D.C.
Oh, my God.
Dane, come on, let him talk, bro. Who's being rude?
No,
Dane,
sorry, Dane.
Dane, can we please get it? Because I don't want to have to do the muting, bro. Let's just let him talk because this is always it's been arguing for the first 5 minutes. I'm trying to run a show.
Go ahead. You're right. My bad. Go ahead, Val.
Yeah, I mean this is the thing. This is the thing you need to understand, Dane. You are following a party that does not believe in civil rights, human rights. Okay, they have no belief in that. You're trying to use economic measures, which are not true, by the way. Every economic measure you threw out in that whole little tirade you did while he was frozen was wrong. Mm-hmm. The reality of that economic measure, sir, is that the country has now, that we now know, spent $130 billion out of taxpayer money, sir. That is what we've put into the government without representation. Period. That is what we know. And then this man, Trump, had the nerve to send an attorney to court and tell the court that, well, if we were to give that $130 billion back to the American people, it would crash our economy. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard from any administration in my lifetime. I'm 60 years old, sir. I've lived through a lot of administrations. That is crazy. This was $130 billion taken from the American taxpayer without representation, and it needs to come back.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you. Val. Now, see, Dane, you see how we go. This is how we engage in dialogue. We just talk. And we know you're not really going to believe us, but there's people out here who are listening that will believe what we're saying because they're going to go, oh, we've heard what Dame said, but we know what Val is saying, and we went and checked it, and he's right, Val's right, or Zeus is right. What do you have to say about that, Dame?
He said $130 billion from where?
That's what the tariffs have brought in, sir, at this point. $130 billion. That was reported yesterday. Okay? $130 billion. That came off the backs of American taxpayer at a penny more for this, or $1 more for that, or
In what
$2
sector?
more for
In what
something else,
sector?
or
In what sector?
$1,000 more for a car, whatever the case may
Oh,
have
so
been.
a non-essential item costs $1,000 more. Oh, America, what will America do?
Oh my Lord!
A non-essential. That's why I'm at. Well, tell me what sectors.
What's it matter if it's non-essential or essential,
bro?
So
Because
we go out and we purchase products based on the price that they should be. A tariff is a tax. Period. End of story.
It could be anything.
Okay,
Dane.
but the numbers.
Dane, it could be
Taxes
tomatoes.
in
Let me
this
know when I can
country
respond to.
are represented.
Okay.
We have representatives that put those together. That is why the court went against. That's why the CIC went against Trump on this, because this has to be done by Congress.
So
Got it.
the economists. Because I'm just going to ask you, because I take it that you're more of an expert than the actual economist. So the economists that did admit, and you looked this up the last live, they were wrong about the tariffs. You see something that they don't, because I haven't seen them. So he could cut me off. Go ahead.
Wait. What was your question? Dane? Let him make his question.
No, I heard his question.
What was the question?
The only economist that has ever come out and said what they said was wrong about the tariffs was a MAGA economist. The 14 Nobel laureate economist.
So I'm asking you.
No,
you seem to be more of an expert
Nobel
than him.
laureate. Hold on, sir. Listen to what I'm telling you. Nobel laureate economist still agree it's wrong and still agree that it's going to hurt our economy. And everything those same Nobel laureate economists have said would happen has.
Gonna? I keep hearing you say gonna.
Has.
When is it going to be have or has?
Oh, hold on, sir.
Don't walk back now. You
Was
say
the
gonna.
250,000
How long is it going to be gonna? That's all I'm asking.
Was the
Every time I
200
talk
Okay,
to
so
you,
Dane, hold on. We're getting up. It's starting to turn into CNN with Scott Jennings and Abigail, and it gets to the yell.
Everything
We don't want to yell.
It's gonna. It's
but-
gonna. He's a fear mongering
Wait,
machine.
no.
That's why it's hard to debate guys
No,
like this.
no,
Everything
no.
with him is what
No.
it's gonna be. He
No,
can't never
no,
go to
Dane.
factual numbers.
Did you hear? He said Val just said it isn't gonna. It's happened.
Yeah, after
Did
he
you-
walked back and realized he was fear mongering, he said that. But originally he said the
No, sir.
economist said it's gonna.
250,000 people in 1 week claiming unemployment is real. Real.
These are real things happening, and the gonna is there's still more that's gonna. You get that, Dame? It could be two things can be true.
All right.
Right. So what do you say about what Val just said? These people losing their jobs, unemployment numbers are going up, inflation is through the roof. I mean, he didn't say it in those words, but I'm saying it, and this is why I've asked you. Listen, what was your utility bill last month, if you don't mind? What was it?
I mean, you can't show me one summer in America where utility bills don't increase.
Year over
Like,
year,
they
sir. That's
increase
done
every
year
summer,
over
especially in
year.
the South.
You understand the term year over year, right?
Oh God.
Well, give me the numbers, sir, since you're a genius.
Year over year.
This
over
guy's-
year, national average. Year over year, national average has gone up almost 9%.
You guess what? Well, I'll take our Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. I'll take his data over yours, and his data show most companies are taking the brunt of the tariffs because it's
No,
still
BS.
Because it's still a
Absolute
competitor's
BS.
market.
Scott
It's
said
still a
that?
competitor's
Yes.
market. So I'll take
Scott
his
said
advice
that?
over you.
Yeah, I'm sure Scott Bessent says a lot of things, but here's what Walmart said.
So
Walmart said no.
are you more credible
No,
than
here's
Scott
what
Bessent?
Amazon said. Amazon said
No, I don't care about Amazon.
Here's
I'm
what
asking
Ford
you, are
said.
you more credible?
Ford said
Hold on.
no. Here's what GM said. GM said no.
Now he's going to GM. This guy,
Well,
man. You're a
okay,
pivot
so
master.
Dame, that's a good point though, Dame, right? So Scott Bessent, he has a perspective, and then these companies that Val is talking about, they have a perspective. So the question really is, whose data do you feel is going to be more accurate about what really is going on in terms of the business that's actually being impacted? Do you think Scott Bessent would know more about Walmart's numbers, or do you think Walmart would know more about their own numbers?
Well, I will go off experience. I will go off the fact that experience said that he told that last administration what the Inflation Reduction Act was going to do, and we all saw that 9 point something inflation. He was right on that, so I would just think he would be right on this.
Whoa. What do you mean? Hold on a second.
I'm not about to get into that with you,
Inflation
bro.
Reduction
Zeus,
Act.
what's the
Hold
next
on,
question,
sir.
Zeus?
Hold on, sir.
I'm not about-
Val was about to answer. He's going to give me an answer because
I'm gonna answer.
you
That's
saw
why
my
I'm
eyes
trying to
when you
answer
gave
that.
us the
Where's
answer.
Q Dog? I want to talk
Hold
to
on.
Q Dog.
The
I don't know.
Inflation Reduction Act
Exactly.
reduced inflation from 9.4% to 5% in
Right.
a month.
Got you. You got that one, Val.
W Val. And so Dame, let's take a moment right now to gauge where we're at right now.
Let's go.
Zeus has cooked you. Takesha has cooked you. Val is putting on a master class. I mean, the way he was able to just navigate through all of the shade you were trying to hit him with to get him to crash out. And I got to give it to you. You are representing your platform very well here, trying to keep these lies together. How are you feeling right now?
I feel really good, man. You kind of got me in the corner with the first case. I don't have much argument for that. But as far as this economy and the fear mongering that we had 6 months ago, and the taco stuff, and we have 7 ceasefires, 7 confirmed ceasefires. I'm pretty sure Val has got some fake news source to debunk that. He's the only guy I know that tries to debunk real education. You can't debunk education, Val. But yeah, we got
No,
7
Dane. No, Dane. Hold on.
ceasefires.
I'm going to tell you something.
We got people being deported. That's how we voted for.
I'm going to tell you something in a for real.
No. I'm not about to keep. Listen, bro.
But Dame, you said a lot right there,
Yeah,
bro.
you said a lot right there, Dane. Now,
You
hold
know
on.
it, bro. Don't act like you can
so
say
there
that
is-
and not
hold
know
on.
there's
So
going to be a
there- hold on.
response.
Dane,
Hold on. So
I don't
you guys
come
are
with
saying there's not
misinformation, Dane.
7
Hold on a second,
ceasefires.
Dane.
Is there
come
not
with
7
misinformation,
ceasefires?
but Dane, what
We'll
you
talk
should
about
be-
that too.
Yeah, Dane, what you really should be here and what you should really understand.
Man, don't tell me
and
what
no,
I should.
I want to make sure
Bro,
you understand
listen.
something
My
about
real
it.
friends
Dane,
don't tell me what I should.
I want to
do
make
and
sure
think,
you
sir.
understand something
But
about
go
me.
ahead.
But,
Tell
but,
Zeus
but
what he
Dame,
should
hold
do.
on. I gotta say this. We have to understand this is TikTok. This ain't real life. I know in real life this would be very different. But if you could, let's keep this in a conversation format where folks don't need to get really into all of that stuff. I don't like getting into that. I just want
Don't tell me what I could think, man. Just talk about the politics.
Listen. You got to understand everyone's communication style is different. That's why I've had to dial it back and understand. Even if people on the right say things to me, it's still on me to make sure I'm in control and actually engaging in the conversation. Try to listen for what Val is trying to say. All right, he can pick up on clues. You can pick up on clues from each other. But if y'all don't have these conversations in a productive way, it really deteriorates from, I think, what really a lot of people want to hear.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
That's what I'm
I
about.
agree too, and that's why I wanted to say this, Dane. I've listened to you in lives. I've listened to your lives, and I've listened to what you've done, and I actually think you do a decent job with it. Okay, first off. Second thing I want to tell you is you're really too smart for this. You are too smart to be falling for what you're falling for.
That's genuine. That's W Val. Now, Dane, that's positive. And I kind of feel the same way because I don't go and just talk to regular people. But this is the thing. There's a lot of stuff we're talking about and you agree with, but your choices don't line up with the fact that you understand it. And so this is why you're getting this. And to me, you think it's people attacking you, but no, what we're really doing is showing you that, hey, we see something there and you might be able to fix it if you do the work.
What am I falling for, Mr. Val? Genuine. It's a genuine question.
No, I am being genuine, sir, because there's real numbers out there that show us what's actually going on. There's real people. And I'm a person, so I get out actually in the public. So I don't do this just online. Okay? I get out in the public and I actually talk to real people that are going through real issues right now. Okay? In a state that is usually fairly protected from those problems. Okay? In Texas. And right now, we are feeling the pain. Texas is feeling the pain of what's actually happening right now. Dude, in Texas alone, almost 400,000 layoffs. Dude, that's a big number. Since he's taken office. These are real issues that are going on in this country because of the policies this man is putting forth. Real economic issues that are hurting us. They're not hurting people just your age. And I think a lot of it has to do with age. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because life experience, when you get older, changes your view a lot on things. Trust me on that. And when these things happen in the country and people like you that seem to actually care, okay, you're not the person that normally comes up that goes, I don't care, and that, I don't care about certain things. You actually have morals on children and everything else that goes on, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. These things need to carry over into what's happened economically to the people. Just because one person doesn't feel it doesn't mean the next door neighbor doesn't.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you're right.
Fair enough.
None of us want Americans to lose their jobs, man. None of us do. He's moving fast doing stuff. You know, he's doing stuff at a fast pace.
Sir,
You know,
it's not the pace, it's the policy.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's going to be collateral damage. I get it. That's collateral
Sir,
damage.
this is not
terrible.
collateral damage. This is massive damage. This is the kind of damage that sends countries into recessions. Okay? This is the kind of damage that was done by George W. Bush that sent us into a recession. And it's actually worse than what George W. Bush did. Y'all talk about regulations and stuff all the time without understanding that regulations are in place to protect us from exactly this.
Bingo.
I don't see
so-
it. I don't see it.
Okay, you don't see it, and listen, you're never going to see it, but you know what, Dame, I got to give it to you, sir. You did calm it down, and you helped get us through this conversation. But I kind of move it on, all right. And this has been an incredible show. I got to think about this discussion because it's been quite interesting.
Go listen to what I said while you was gone, man. I did a great live.
I'll review it and get to it, but in the meantime and in between time, I got to get straight to judgment and move on. What's it going to be?
Can you send me to heaven for one time, bro? You always y'all. How about you try sending somebody to heaven sometime, man?
If they can, well, okay. Do you denounce Donald Trump today? You denounce him?
Nah, man. Nah.
All right. So then, and you just got a free education this morning from me and Val, and you come into the kingdom, you take the knowledge, and you go and run and do evil things. It's because your heart's black, it's wax cold, you're evil, you're wicked. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no choice. You saw me try to help a brother out today. That you can't say I didn't. But we got no other choice but to send this brother back to where he came from. Straight to hell.
Silence! You never date me!
Thank you, Val. That was tough. That was tough to keep that thing on the rails because that's a lot of energy you two got. But I think I thank you for keeping it mellow and getting us back on track, sir.
I just want Dane's one of those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but like him sometimes, and he's not the worst guy on the planet, but he's misguided.
Yeah.
And that's,
Totally.
you know what I'm saying? That's the whole problem. And he's
Yeah.
got to let the pride go. That's the big thing, Dane.
That
That's
part.
what you don't understand. It's not your internal mechanisms of thinking. You know what's right and wrong. It's the pride that's stopping you.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that is what gets everybody in trouble. And Dane, that is what the Bible actually talked about. Okay? These things take us to bad places, and that's where
Yeah.
you're at.
Yeah.
And I don't have, you know what I'm saying, no personal issue with you. I just have an issue with what you talk about politically because it's dangerous.
It's dangerous and it's destructive. Very dangerous. And the fact that he's doing it even makes it 10 times, 100 times worse.
Exactly.
And that's why I got to keep him in the scope, and making sure I understand. Anybody seeing that right now, no, he's not getting away with that. No, we're going to make sure we call it out in record time and all the time. So, Val, once again, brother, I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Val.
Had to come up here and protect it.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna keep moving things along. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen! Wow, what a wild show. Yeah. Yes, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. I know. People say he said something about Big Zeus while I was frozen, but make no mistake, I don't let it get to me. All right, and thank you all honestly because he only would try that when I'm not there. He knew if I was there, I'd have shut it down. Good morning, Nutty. Nutty, it's a lot.
Good morning,
it's pretty.
Zeus.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
So I disagree with both you and Val.
That's fine.
There's nothing good. There's nothing good about Dane, especially being a black man in this country. There is nothing good when your words perpetuate the very thing that wants to make us, people who look like us, not exist. There's nothing good about someone who knows the truth and refuses the truth on its face. There is nothing good when evidence is consistently put out there, and you start stuttering, you start giggling and laughing because you can't answer a question because he knows that you backed him into a corner. There is nothing good. There is nothing good about someone who is gaslighting himself. There is nothing good about someone who uses terms that he doesn't even know what the term means, like gaslighting. There is nothing good about stupidity and willful ignorance.
Listen to him, Ellie.
Period.
He's talking. Nutty's talking. W Nutty, and it's very important because Nutty can disagree with Big Zeus and Val. That's totally fine because we don't run a cult here. But Dame needs to understand the dangers of what he's doing, and Nutty is speaking to it. It's very dangerous, right, Nutty? Is that what you're saying? It's very dangerous.
It is. Yeah. Because there are a few things that really makes my butthole itch. And Dame is at the top of it. It is when people who look like us continue to spread mis and disinformation. It is people who look like us who literally vote for their own downfall, vote for white supremacy, vote for people who don't care about others. It is literally Dame that makes the inner of my anus blow out.
Buddy.
Lord, it is people like Dame. It is listen, Zeus.
You keeping it real
Zeus,
spicy up here, bro. It's getting spicy up
Zeus,
here, bro.
I have to.
I'm trying to stay there, but you say
Zeus,
stuff. Could you stay on topic?
Zeus, I'm staying on topic because that's how disgusting he is.
Though, bro.
This is how Zeus, what do we say all the time? We say what? We tell the truth and we shame what? The devil. And I cannot hold back. Because it is people like Dame. He wants to complain about the mods. Yeah, what Val said was absolutely correct when you were frozen. He did come in here and he may have said some things jovial, but he knew exactly what he was saying because he was taunting the mods. Oh yeah, you mods can't do anything. You can't do anything now because Zeus is muted. You can't do it. And I'm like, mods, mute his ass. Mute him. Talking about he's the real God.
It's a disgrace.
Blasphemy.
And I'm a very patient person, so I'm glad. And I got to go back and listen to it. But once I listen to it, I'm going to know exactly how to respond because nobody gets away with treason. And that's Nutty, right?
But listen, Zeus. Here's the thing. Because
you can say yes,
when I tell
you can say yes.
When I tell,
does anyone get away with treason?
No. But listen, when I tell you my booty hole is itching,
oh Lord,
it is itching.
Lord have mercy, buddy.
Because it was just a couple days ago. It was just a couple days ago that you were on Dame's live. Yeah. I got brought up, and you were there, so you can testify to this. You can testify to this. What did I go off the rails, or did I just ask a simple question and did I pull an attacking? When they wouldn't answer the question, I kept saying yes or no, yes or no. Was that not the case?
You did what I would argue is the right thing.
And because I kept asking yes or no, I got booted. Did I not?
Yeah. Yes, you did. You did.
I got booted because I wanted them to answer the question. I wanted him to answer the question. And when they don't know the answer to the question, or when they get backed up into a corner, that's what they do. But yet when they come over here to the kingdom, they don't get muted. They don't get booted. They're allowed to speak their mind no matter how disgusting it is.
Yeah. And that's what I was teaching him. And he learned it today.
If he's going to learn anything from you and from this live and from this kingdom, learn how to accept the truth. Learn it. Because it will suit you well.
Rick.
It will suit you well to learn the truth. I can't even stand his very existence at this point.
Yeah.
His mother should have swallowed.
Oh.
I said what I said, and I'm standing 10 toes down on it.
It's my brother Nutty, ladies and gentlemen. He can do things
So,
and say
with that
things
being-
I can't, right? And I thank you, Nutty, because I can't say that as the host of the show. They'll get me. So I appreciate that, Nutty, and I know Dane deep down inside, he's listening to you, bro.
There's one more thing that I want to say before I get out of here, because I know other people want to get up. So in your monologue, you said something about you being you talk, and this is why I call you my little brother, and this is why I respect you, because you talked about when you were an a-hole when it came to
and I'm still doing work.
Well, we all are. Let's just face it. We all are. That's called growth. That is called growth. But you have not completely gotten there from stopping yourself being an a-hole.
Right.
Because yesterday you were an a-hole to me. Can you apologize for yesterday?
What?
Because I was just simply telling the truth, and you dropped me. You dropped me like a hot potato.
Well, I don't. If I did it, then there had to have been a reason, Nutty. Because you shouldn't get up here and start, falsely accusing the brethren.
But I wasn't even talking when you dropped me. It was Dolphin that was talking.
Oh, that was you and Dolphin when y'all were up here. Is that the moment you're talking about?
Yeah. Yes, sir. It is. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And you're saying
and I gotta
didn't
tell you
handle
that kind of hurt my feelings, being my little brother and all. You know what I'm saying?
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel like
Use an emotion.
Like, man,
use
it's
emotion.
like
Use an emotion. Was it sad, fear?
Well, I mean, I was disappointed. I was disappointed.
Imagine now, and just sit on that disappointment. But imagine the sadness and the pain that I felt when I heard you and Dolphin saying stuff about me and talking about your handsomeness as it relates to me. Knowing
I didn't talk anything negative about you. I didn't talk anything negative about my brother.
You didn't condemn her for saying that. You actually cheered it on and egged it on. And
but
this
Zeus,
is two
I
people
cannot,
now. It's
I
Bounce,
cannot
It's
condemn.
Bounce and it's Dolphin, and then I'm like, who's next? So Nutty. Now,
But I can't deny. I can't condemn something that's the truth. I can't condemn the truth. I can only condemn lies.
And this is why
you feel me?
All that came before me were thieves and robbers, and it's always your own blood, your brothers, that turn around and do the most heinous things to you. And this is the Antifa demon. This is the Antifa demon, and I tried not to let it get to me. But Nutty, you really have done something today. You've managed to check off all the boxes, bro.
I just want to tell the kingdom. I just want to tell the kingdom, when we're here in the kingdom, this is my brother. This is my little brother. And sometimes he gets it right, sometimes he gets it wrong, but at the end of the day, we still love him.
Yeah.
Because we have grace over here, we have empathy over here, we have truth over here. And sometimes we all get it wrong. And yesterday he just got it wrong.
You want to turn your camera on and show us who this? Can I see your eyes this morning, real quick, brother? Because I'd hate to do something to you.
Yeah. So
let me look at this demon real quick. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I see the pain. I understand what's going on. I see the pain in your
You don't
eyes.
see pain, brother. You don't see pain.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get it. Okay, and so you okay? Because when I hear you say stuff like that,
I'm good.
Okay, well, this is gonna sting. This is gonna sting. All right, this is gonna sting, Nutty, and I gotta do it because you tried to call me out.
If you gotta drop me, go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna drop you like that, buddy. Oh no. What I'm gonna do is something a little easier and a little smoother than that. What I am gonna do.
So now I'm gonna get.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a demon right there. That's the Antifa demon. You can't have treason in the kingdom. I have zero tolerance for that. So goodbye, Nutty. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Get him out of here. And that's W Zeus. He was on. I gave him, and again, and I'm struggling with it. And I tell, listen, Mom, I know you're going to say something about that, but you saw what he did. He tried to come up here and he actually turned the camera on. I was trying to see if maybe I could call his bluff, but he actually turned his camera on and had the audacity to try to be looking smooth on my show. That's a sin, as all sins, all right? So again, another W Zeus. No, there's nobody smoother than Zeus. There's nobody more handsome. What do they call Nutty out here on these TikTok streets? They don't call him Triple H. You know, I don't think they call him anything. All right, and you just can't let people try to ride your wave either. And so, Nutty, this word of advice. All right, you get hurt trying to ride my wave. Seriously, don't try to ride somebody. If you try to ride somebody else's wave, you'll end up getting hurt. All right, and so, Nutty, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. W Zeus. I already told you. They say, Zeus, you're like the Rizzler, all right? They say you got the Rizzler energy out here. The way you get out here, you cook and you book, and they say I just love the fact that even though you bring it to MAGA, even if somebody like Nutty gets on your platform and he says something like that, you give him hell. And I said, you know what? Nutty when it comes to politics, great person when it comes to politics. But when he gets on that other stuff, I go, you know what? I got other things to do besides entertain the devil. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, Ari, you're back. Welcome to the show. I know you were coming up, and then I think you got busy. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, no, I just had to walk down a hallway.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I misread that. I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Wow, it's an honor to have you here. You know, you're quite a creator out here, and it's awesome to see you here.
Yeah, I don't always get to join, but I do. I listen about I catch at least half your lives every week.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming.
It's entertaining to listen to.
Yeah.
But,
thank you.
So what I wanted to bring up, because, yeah, I thought it was funny when Dame's like, I don't want to talk to anybody but to Keisha and Q. And I'm like, Dame's never talked to me, which is why I was excited to come up. Because I'm like, I've seen him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But did you watch the press briefing that Trump had with the representative from Azerbaijan and the representative from Armenia?
Oh, yeah. A couple of days ago. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, so here's the key thing, right? Sorry, guys, I'm outside and that was a loud truck. Here's the key thing. Towards the end of it, the representative from Azerbaijan was like, do we have a draft that we can sign now? Because they acknowledged within that meeting that they weren't signing a real peace deal right in that moment.
Yeah. Uh-oh. She's walking.
Yeah.
Irene, why are you disappointed in me? What the heck is that about? Sorry about that.
Yeah, that is odd. But I didn't want you guys to hear that loud motorcycle either. But yeah, so we know that there was no actual peace deal signed, right?
Yeah.
And we have news reports that have come out. Reuters actually got exclusive access to the proposed peace deal. And what it requires is for Armenia to change their constitution and give Azerbaijan the land that Azerbaijan stole.
Oh.
That they're also committing, they're not even acknowledging the fact that Azerbaijan did actually commit a genocide against Armenia.
Wow. So they're not even real peace deals.
They're not. Because a lot of people don't realize that Azerbaijan is actually a primarily, or we'll say predominantly Muslim country.
Yeah.
Whereas Armenia is predominantly Christian. And so over that mountainous land that they stole from Armenia, they had a cell tower that was built in the shape of a cross. And it was up. It was up and standing.
Thank you.
Until last year.
Wow.
Azerbaijan wrecked it and broke it. It's literally, you can find satellite pictures of it. It's broken in half.
Wow.
And so basically this peace deal isn't giving any recognition to the genocide that did occur on the Armenian ethnic Christians that existed in their land that escaped, as many as could escape the genocide.
Yeah.
It's only asking for concessions from Armenia. Thank you, Tara. But they're not really asking for concessions from Azerbaijan.
Wow.
And the biggest thing.
So what was this all about then?
A trade route. It's about a trade route.
Wow.
Let me pull it right back up here.
Yeah, see, Ari always comes with the knowledge. She comes with the facts. And so we've just disproved another Dame lie. And it's so easy. All you got to do is just dive deeper into the details to get to the bottom of this stuff. I mean, it's at the point now where you just can't even trust them. You can't even ask MAGA for directions now without thinking they're lying to you. This is sad.
Yeah,
this
no,
is sad. How do you get to the store?
Countries,
Yeah.
I don't know, but so basically, it's about. I'm trying to find the name. Oh, it's in the Caucasus region, right?
Yeah.
Over the Nagorno-Karabakh, a mountainous region, was what they took over. And Donald Trump wants exclusive access to this route that would also provide, of course, the thing that he's always looking for, right? Minerals.
Yeah,
everywhere
the
else.
mineral deals. Yeah.
Yep, all of the mineral deals. Where is that exactly? I have it pulled up.
Doesn't he have a mineral deal with Ukraine that somehow was supposed to make the conflict stop? Did it work? Do the minerals deals even work?
No. Nope. Yeah.
Who falls
yes,
for this
it's
stuff?
obvious that is true.
Who
Yeah,
falls
and
for
that's
this
why
stuff?
I don't. Well, obviously them. And I think it's sad, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's very sad that they're so bought into it that I don't think they realize that when they're like TDS, because Dame went over, he's like, you're TDS Democrats. It's like TDS is actually being evaluated to be added to the DSM-5, but for Trump supporters.
Oh, WRE. So Democrats can't have TDS. Democrats, we cannot have TDS. Thank you. That's my point. Yeah.
The derangement syndrome is actually their inability to acknowledge what he's saying or what he's doing, or to acknowledge that they're not a part of a cult, or that they can give criticism to their president.
You hear that, Dame Ellie? If you're still here, you hear who really has TDS. So you got to take that back over where you got it and tell them they sold you a bad batch. Yeah. WRE. Seriously. Wow. Do you think it's sad, though, honestly, that they just won't admit that they've been duped?
I do think it's sad, and that's why, like, I enjoy talking to individuals, and I tend to have long conversations with a lot of people, because some of them, surprisingly, can acknowledge that there are bad things that Donald Trump is doing.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I want to, like, dig into and be like, okay, so what else can we open up your eyes to? And of course, they love to say that we don't acknowledge anything bad, and it's like, no, like, we can. Like, that's why, like, personally, I don't consider myself a Democrat. Because I'm probably way more left on the spectrum and way more progressive. Yeah. Right. So it's like I want more. The Democrats not doing enough.
Yeah. And that's a fair assessment, and that's why when they lump us all and they try to lump us all into one, I'm going, you have no idea what's going on right now, because that's not what it is. But you brought up something, I talked about it a little bit earlier. According to what some of the numbers say, 64% of these Trump supporters, they're not that smart. I mean, I shouldn't say it that way, but they don't. All they have is a high school education. Are you finding it harder, or are you finding it kind of to be the reality that you really do have to take time to walk these people through these simple, for us, it seems like the answers are just obvious, slapping you in the face. But for these folks, we really got to be a little patient with them in some cases. What do you think?
Oh, no, for sure. We have to, unfortunately, usually take it slower with a lot of people. And I don't fault anyone for not being able to get a higher education or going into the fields that we absolutely need that don't require a higher education, right?
Yeah.
Like, plumbing. I don't want to do plumbing. HVAC employee. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be outside. I like AC. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got my degree because I like sitting in the AC.
Thank you.
Warehouse employees. And of course, all of these individuals are a mix. I think the saddest part about it is that in this past election, we saw the highest number of individuals that are below the poverty line voting for the Republican Party. And now they're unfortunately going to bear the highest cost of everything that this administration is doing. And that's the part that I actually am truly sad for, because I personally, I don't want to see anyone, regardless of who you voted for, die unalive because of these policies, lose access to their health care because of these policies, go without food because of these policies.
That's so kind of you.
I don't want to see any of that.
That's so kind of you, Ari. Well, I'm on a different spectrum. This is where I get a little bit on the nuttier side. I used to kind of feel
It's
that
okay.
way, but I'm like, these people need to suffer. There has to be some sort of consequences, right? You wanna take away all the funding to help, childhood poverty, right? You want to end the funding going to the CDC and all these federal agencies that are supposed to help keep the population healthy. Yeah, there has to be some sort of consequences. You want to do these tariffs? Okay, great. You're going to be the first ones to go. And when you go, and DJ, I'm saying this to you, if something bad were to happen to you, part of me says, wow, this is a great person. I met him. But then the other part, I'm going, well, you get what you paid for, right? This is what you voted for. W. Zeus, this is what you voted for.
I want to see the people with money suffer, but of course we know that won't happen. It's always going to be on the backs of hardworking American citizens.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Which is what sucks. But
yeah,
I totally get your sentiment.
Yeah,
totally get it. I have told people that they're like, my mom was an immigrant. I hope she gets deported.
You told them that?
Yeah.
W. Ari. Because the kid gloves are off, and it is what it is, and you gotta, because that's the only way they will learn. Unfortunately, some people you can slow it down and really walk them through these blocks of understanding. Others, it's just okay.
Yeah.
You got to learn the hard way. It's over. Yeah, you got to literally go through a situation like that. What a disgrace. But all right,
Kind of
Ari,
like
we gotta.
the Trump burgers guy.
Yeah, right. Tell him again. W. R. Yeah.
But all right, Zeus, I know you're a little bit past your ending time, so I'll let you move on. I hope
All
everybody
right.
has a great day.
All right, you too, and stay safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. W's in the chat. Beautiful Ari, no lies detected. Yeah. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing person. Ari is so amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, she really is. All right. Let's see. All right, I definitely gotta check in with my brother Q Dog. All right, come on up here. If you're still there, bro, if you're still there, we gotta check in, man. You saw what just happened. This is a diabolical annihilation of Dame.
You know what? I'll tell
yeah.
you what's going on, brother.
What's going on? Not much, man. Just trying to keep this thing on the rails. But what do you got to say about all of this that's happened today on this show? Even though we've been reported, it's still going.
It seems like we try to take 5 steps forward to get pushed 10 steps backwards. When we talk today, I guess I'm making progress because he said he wanted to talk to me. I don't know.
He did say that.
Yeah, he did.
So you're doing something. You're having an impact. So I got to give it to you.
I think what people have to come to grips is take the politics out of the whole situation, and because you got to get back to humanity. That's first and foremost. Because at the end of the day, if God comes back tomorrow, you're going to have a lot of people that's trying to figure out how to repent for all the sins and everything that they've done in an evil capacity. I mean, just to the simple fact of we know the situations that took place with Michael Vick and all these black athletes and whatnot that were condemned for, let's just say, dog fighting.
Yeah.
But they have yet to say anything about Kristi Noem pew-pewing her dog.
That's crazy.
Animals have more rights and get more empathy than human beings.
That's crazy.
Where
you said
are
that
we
like
at
that.
as a society that a animal and not animals I love animals. I love dogs especially. But animals have more compassion of being hurt or being victimized than actual human beings.
Facts.
It's just amazing. There's a documentary that just recently was released. Who was the president back in 2005, Zeus?
I believe that would have been Bush.
George W. Bush. And I've asked this question many a times, that you have so much positive to say, MAGA and blagga, about Trump. Say something about any other president outside of Obama and Biden, and everybody has crickets. Now, with this new documentary that just came out, Katrina, Race Against Time,
Mm.
do you realize the demons that took advantage to unalive black and brown people at that time of tragedy? Literally, just on that, they gonna just think that they got washed away in the flood.
Sad.
The evilness of these folks that are in political seats that want to take advantage of people of color. Alligator Alcatraz.
Ungodly.
And you have the audacity to say God's name right after you say, oh, feed them to the alligators. Let that ponder just for a few seconds. Close your eyes and let that ponder that you have the audacity to speak the Lord's name.
They think they're going to heaven though, Q-Dog. These people really think they're going somewhere in where the ivory towers, and they're going to be up there partying with the good Lord, and all their sins is going to be washed away in golden showers and stuff like that. Not like those golden showers, but they really think that's where they're going.
I really, and what really, I mean, outside of everything else, that Dame's going to be Dame. Dame's going to say what he wants to say or whatnot. But one of the things that really, really bothered me, and you know, I'm a strong believer in God, is you never use God's name in vain. To say God, this is God's freezing this platform.
Yeah,
that was the devil coming out of me.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
This is God right
Wicked.
here freezing this platform. Now it's
Wicked.
Dame, come on, man. I mean,
that was God showing y'all the demon in suspense. That's what it was.
You gotta watch what you say, man. And then you come back and say, "Oh, I was just joking." This, and that, and the other, blah blah blah. That's not a joke, man. Because God don't look at it as a joke.
Mm.
When it comes to for your time, you're gonna have to answer to God. What do you mean by that?
Mm. Don't joke.
And then he
with
was
God.
asked. Then in the same breath, "Oh man, can you just send me to heaven one time?"
Oh, ain't that like a demon? Ain't that like that's what a demon would say? Now that you put it like that, yeah.
Brother, look, I'm
These folks is
I'm
they done.
gonna say this once and one time only, for the final time. MAGA, blagga, people of white tea supremacy, any hatred in your body against anybody of color or that's different than you. We as people are human beings just like you. We cannot put you into heaven or hell. That's your determination on how you live your life and how you speak your truth.
Mm.
And if you decide that you want to continue down that path of destruction and continue to go against God's word and demonize and attack God's people, that's your soul on the line.
Amen.
I
And we ain't gonna have no
understand
mercy.
what I'm saying. And for the people that might say, "Oh, he's preaching church," guess what? I would never denounce my father on the throne. Now, you may want to put him on the side for your own personal being when it's convenient for you. After you do all the evil and devious things on earth like demons do, and then want to come back and say, "Oh, Lord, please forgive me for what I said and what I did." No. You had an opportunity to make a conscious decision at that point in time to know right from wrong and not do it in the first place.
Yeah.
And then don't try to come to the back door to ask God to let you in up them heavenly steps. So I hope you understand what I'm saying right about now. This ain't no, oh, I'm gonna straddle the fence between playing the evil card and having God when I need him.
Amen. Tell him.
This ain't that time, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff that's about to come down the pipe, and you don't know if you can handle it. So you gotta get your soul right with the Lord right now.
Amen. All right, bro. Well, I gotta wrap it up. All right, but listen, WQ dog. I appreciate you, bro. All right. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What an incredible way to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. W's to Q Dog in the chat. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've endured another painful show. This is arguably a painful show, but we made progress because somewhere through all of that, we got to a respectful place amongst ourselves. And I apologize how brutal that was, but it is what it is. I'll be back tomorrow. I want to give a special thank you to all of the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. All right, because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Thank you, Karma. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Definitely entertaining, definitely educational, and definitely engaging, all right? And that's what it's going to take, honestly, to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons. You saw today, we had one cornered, and we cooked him with all kinds of olive oil, virgin, extra virgin olive oil, and Takesha, outstanding. Takesha. Val, great job. Ari, all of you. Nutty, too, minus what he did. All right, but I also got to give one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. And this goes out to all of the Zeus haters out there. Oh, and make sure you tune in. Isn't Gavin Newsom, Gavin Newsom, I believe, will be, he said today is up. He said today time is up and Donald Trump's presidency ends today. If you haven't heard about it, I think Gavin Newsom is going to be doing a major press conference. And so in the spirit of that, I'm going to encourage all of you to make sure you're supporting Governor Gavin Newsom out here, who will be doing a press conference, which he says is going to end Donald J. Trump's presidency come midterms. And then you know what we're going to do after that. So yes, W. Gavin Newsom. I stand with Governor Gavin Newsom. Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Any governor who has the courage to stand up against this evil, deranged, demonic individual who's got a curse on this nation. It's the Epstein curse, the swollen ankles and the cursed hand and the hearing being. What did you say? Oh, we could talk about anything but Epstein. Yeah. So W's to Gavin Newsom, all right? I think it's at what time? 11:30? Is it 11:30? Whatever, but make sure you go and look it up. He said his presidency ends today because he's going to gerrymander, and he means business. All right? But I honestly, I got to give one last round of booze and shame, and this goes out to all the Zeus haters. They know exactly who they are.
Silence! You MAGA demons!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. We're out of here. Don't you just love it? Somebody has to do the work. W to the chat. JTA. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Make sure you follow JTA Creations. He has these amazing videos of, us all in the kingdom going after all these characters and others. I've seen the videos. Great content. So make sure you follow JTA, ladies and gentlemen. W. Cindy. You're awesome too. Let's go, Sticky Fingers. W. Little Hawk. All right, Bounce. Love you, sis. Seriously, I do. Dolphin. Love you. All right. W. Cindy. Thank you, Miss Obvious, thank you. No problem. This my honor to do this. I really enjoy it. That's really why I wake up and do it. It keeps me sane a little bit when I get out here and we just do a number on these Trump supporters, all right? And anybody else supporting Donald Trump, stop it. You're triggered because you know you're lying. Right, Eugene? And Eugene, you know who's the most handsome. It's you and Nutty that I gotta watch out for, though, honestly. Yes, Maribel, thank you. Let's go, Cuba. Look at the time. Wow. Hey, Little Hawk, you can mute him, Little Hawk, when they get out of line, like Nutty does. It's okay to mute him, Little Hawk. Lex is the most handsome. Mickey, are you okay? Oh my gosh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're too much. I gotta get up out of here. Have a great rest of your morning, and I'll see you all